crazy stage where we think maybe our friends are dead. Why else would they still be asleep? It's a beautiful day.
The next morning, we made bacon and eggs. This was our fanciest breakfast of the tour.
Everything was just so quick that whenever we got to sit down and relax, like sit and look at each other in the faces and just chill, it was great.
Yo, it tastes good? Yo, it tastes good?
I put Cholula on it.
Yo, it tastes good?
Hell yeah.
Tastes good. Nah, tastes good.
We were deciding whether we wanted to drive across Nebraska into Denver and spend a day there, or drive across the north and drive around Nebraska to Minnesota and South Dakota to see Mount Rushmore. We voted and Mount Rushmore won, so we went up north to Minnesota and we did laundry.
We had this really great idea of combining laundry and lunch.
Poppy and I went to Walmart and everybody else did their laundry.
I think your bra was in my laundry.
Oh.
We picked up some food and we came back and we took out our table and a bunch of our chairs.
Suddenly, a tour bus came by, and the tour bus stopped, right? I guess we were like, okay, they're doing their laundry or whatever too.
And they were like looking at the food that we were making and like checking out our little picnic spot. They were by the bus, peeking in.
Pretty soon we realized that we were actually the tourist attraction. Just these people picnicking in a parking lot.
It was weird.
So we passed through South Dakota. Long drive. I don't even know how many hours. I just remember thinking it was long.
Hitting South Dakota was amazing because that was when the corn stopped. And up until that point, we had been driving by, hours and hours of corn. And I hadn't been out west in a few years, and I didn't realize how much I missed just those empty expanses.
We're driving down 90. We're thinking of what we should really do this day, because we've got time. And we start seeing signs for a little place called Waldrug.
And Poppy's like, oh, Waldrug, I went there when I was a kid. The place is super nice. Yeah, it was really cool. Oh, if you come through this part of the country, you gotta go to Waldrug.
Oh my god. We need to go.
Waldrug, we're going to Waldrug.
Oh my god, we gotta go. We gotta go.
We're going to Waldrug. We have to go to Waldrug.
Waldrug is so great. I love Waldrug.
You need to see Waterloo. Everybody's gonna ask you about Waterloo.
Everyone's gonna be like, hey, you drove in the United States? Have you ever been to Waldrug? Did you go to Waldrug? What about Waldrug? You go to Waldrug? How about Waldrug? You ever been to Waldrug? Waldrug's great. Gotta go to Waldrug.
Poppy was amping this up. Like, no tomorrow. Like, we're about to see the best thing ever. The signs are making it seem like we're gonna see some next stuff.
So I've done this tour more or less before with my parents. So when I was 8, I did a full tour of the US. So I have a lot of memories of it, and I sort of had some idea of what to expect. And one of the things that I remember is Waldrug, because everybody knows Waldrug. Everybody who's done a tour of the US knows Waldrug, because Waldrug is a staple of American road trips.
So, let me lead with, no one has asked me about Waldrug.
It was basically like a little souvenir shop town, if you will, or like the main street of a town.
And it was cowboy, and it was weird, And it was fine. It was just, really touristy, and everything was very expensive, and it was just fine.
But there were no shutter doors. Nowhere had shutter doors. If you're gonna go cowboy, you gotta go have shutter doors. I have to go.
There we go.
Well,
Nice.
It's okay.
what's the other side? Anything?
Wall Drug, Wall, South Dakota, free ice water. I want to know where the ice water is. Can you find that?
Bienvenidos a Waterloo. Tenemos esta sudadera que tiene su cerveza cuando no la quiere con la mano.
Oh.
Por favor, venga a Waterloo y compra ya.
Is it living up to your expectations?
I've been here.
Your memories?
I don't remember it at all, but this is about what I expected.
And the most frustrating thing is that Poppy was the one that made us go. In 2 minutes walking into Wall Drug, Poppy decides, okay, I'm gonna go back to the bus and make sandwiches.
Okay, I'm gonna make lunch now. Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna go make sandwiches.
I think I'm gonna go back to the bus and make some sandwiches.
I'm gonna go make sandwiches. Poppy.
But unless you like souvenirs, which I don't at all. I'm not a souvenir person. There's nothing exciting about Wall Drug. But I knew we had to go there because it's an important step. And so I might have talked it up a little bit. Never saying it was good, just saying it was necessary. And we got to Wall Drug, and we parked the bus. I was pretty hungry by this point because I was usually pretty hungry. So I stepped in. I got my bumper sticker, which is what you need to get from Wall Drug. Bought a few postcards, and then I left the group to continue perusing while I went back and made sandwiches for us. Perfectly natural, normal thing to do.
You may have heard this one already, but Pappy is here to tell you that it's true as I'm standing here. Age is simply a matter of mind. You don't mind, it don't matter. So go on and act like the kid you are in your heart. But first, give me some more treasure. I'll give you wisdom that's older than time itself.
Oh, right.
Here we go.
Poppy's a hustler. Poppy's trying to you want more wisdom? Keep giving me more.
I'll read this out loud.
Sure.
Should we read it at the bus?
Alright, let's read it at the bus.
Alright, we read at the bus.
Are you tired? Are you weary? Does life feel drab and dreary? Wow. Despair not of this, my friend. I see happiness around the bend. Say farewell to those blues you've been nursing. It's a hard accent. Get in the habit of looking at the brighter side of life. You have a temperamental nature. You lose your temper easily, but regret it just as fast. You have a brilliant mind and enjoy reading and the fine arts. Like our fine art, right? Your friends appreciate your intelligence and like to come to you with their problems. It's either fiends or flens. It's not friends. You have a very sympathetic nature. A dark-haired person who is trying to harm you will soon disappear from your life and you will be extremely happy.
Dark hair. Why'd you look at me, Eamon?
You're dark hair.
So does like
We
everybody.
all have dark hair except Jesse.
After Wall Drug, we were on our way to Mount Rushmore.
I didn't have service. Up north, I didn't have service whatsoever, and it was kind of upsetting because I couldn't reach out to people who I really wanted to talk to. Each time when we got into a town, went on our way to Mount Rushmore, I would get service. So we'd be like, oh, like damn it.
Ever since as a kid, when you get those like little kid time magazines in school, I remember seeing like a Mount Rushmore article and thinking like how they got those faces on this big mountain. And it just felt like one of the things I had to do, like just to see in person.
You had to pay for parking. And I thought it was really cute that there was a bunch of signs that said, please stay on the pavement to protect the grass. And I'm like, why is this pavement here then?
It was fine. It was nice.
Personally, I think it's kind of stupid to carve people's faces into a mountain, but I gotta see the artistic aspect of it is pretty amazing because it really does look like 4 dudes up there.
On our way to Mount Rushmore, we realized that we needed a place to stay for the night, so we needed to book a campground. This is a terrible idea to try to book a campground day of at a national park on a weekend.
That was stressful, to try and find a place to sleep. Everything was really booked up because it was right next to Mount Rushmore, and apparently everybody wants to go there.
But here we were. So, we went to a few campgrounds, and they were all like, nope, full up, sorry, we're full. All the way up until the last option, which was a KOA.
So I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, I know this KOA. I have great, or at least specific memories of this KOA. And in general, when I was a kid, I loved KOAs because they usually had a playground, they usually had a pool. They were just usually a lot of fun.
KOA looks great if you're a kid, probably, because they had mad things to do. Like, if I wasn't excited about being on a road trip or, camping at all, I would be like, what? Bumper cars?
A KOA for adults who don't have any kids is a problem. The space is really small and it was really expensive, so it really wasn't worth it except for the fact that it was the only option.
Caitlin got like this old western book. She was reading scary stories in the fire. I think it was scary or just old western.
The stories were terrible. And the only good one was one that I think Kate Moss made up. But pretended she was reading.
After the KOA, we were on our way to Denver.
This drive was ridiculous. First of all, I drove for way too long. And nobody asked if they could come and relieve me of the duty.
This is the first of many times that we got to go through Wyoming. I'm pretty sure everybody loved Wyoming.
I hate Wyoming. I mean, it's so beautiful to drive through and you see the stars and everything. But during the daytime, it was ridiculous.
First we're just chilling, seeing, the Wyoming skies or whatever they say. And then all of a sudden, it's like, click, clack, 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 and like the windshield's being assaulted by hail.
Right, so right now we're sitting in hail. The internet says we should stop.
Estamos en lluvia muy pesada. Debe parar.
No es lluvia pesada. What's it called? There's no special
I'm sure there
word?
is, but I can tell that it's lluvia pesada. Heavy rain. Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, yo soy Cristo Mujado.
Going.
All right, here we go. Back on the road.
So the key to success is to go very slowly.
Are you talking about the hailstorm or?
No, I'm not.
So we kept driving. And then it was like weird looking out. And then all of a sudden there was snow everywhere. Like there was snow all over the grasslands and snow in the road. And it was just straight up winter time. And I was like, what the heck? 10 minutes later, it's hot as hell again. It's 80 degrees. It looks like a drought just occurred. I don't know what. We just hit up all the seasons in like 20 minutes.
Oh, cow sex!
Props to Caitlin for driving through that.
Denver was an awesome show.
That was a cool place. It kind of had like a garage feel. It was cool. There was lots of stuff to look at, which is always fun for me. This was another like DIY collective kind of place. They actually inspired me. I'd like to do something like that.
I know you know the words, so sing along! And that's the
I remember the crowd being really great for that show. When we started playing, the room was not, packed out. It was a little empty. But then once we started playing, everyone started hearing the jams and started coming in. And then at the end of the show, people were just moshing around, dancing, and it was a really fun show.
It was probably the best show for semicircles.
I remember this one guy said that Semicircles was the best band that they had heard at this location, and I was like, wait till you hear the skates.
We played with this band, the Ghoulies. Those guys were a lot of fun too, like psychobilly punk dudes, and they were all super nice.
Denver was a really fun show. The Ghoulies were really great, and the audience was really excited, and it was a lot of fun.
Have you guys ever heard of, and please, if any of you have ever heard of Wall Drug, please let us know. And not you, Poppy. Anyone else, if you've heard of Wall Drug in South Dakota, please let us know. I'm gonna put a little thing here, contact me at so-and-so and tell me about your experience at Wall Drug.